Yo, 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 it's Tuesday, so you know what that means. It's time for another episode of Marcus in the Man Cave with your boy Marcus and my beautiful, amazing co-host, Miss Janelle Mayfield. How you doing?
I am wonderful and black.
Wonderful and black. I wasn't prepared for something so nice. So look at us both in frames now. Look at it. I hadn't seen you in so long. I wanted to see you clearly.
Did you just zoom?
Huh?
Did your camera just zoom? Am I tripping?
Let a man get a little bit of money.
Yeah,
There will be signs. Yeah, no. It's been a while, girl. It's been a long time.
Been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time. What up, Trev? What up, Kristen? Thanks for joining. I know it's been a while, and we haven't been able to do a show for a while. So this is kind of like a reunion for us. Yeah. It's really nice to see.
Welcome back.
And your skin is all clear. Look at that. Look at that. Mm-hmm. What's new? What's new? How was your Easter, for one?
Easter was good. We ate a lot of good food. Zaire got the world, of course.
I thought you were gonna say food poisoning. For some reason, I was like,
no.
You slowed down, so I was like, uh-oh.
He had a blast. We had an Easter egg hunt at my parents' house. It was good. We went to church with my parents. It was nice.
Good, that's good. See, as for me in my house, we call it Resurrection Sunday.
Because
we couldn't say Easter boy back in the day, but no, Easter was nice. Apparently, it wasn't so nice over there in the Vatican. For any of our viewers that might be
murderers,
that might be Catholic, I was gonna say murderer. The Pope passed away on yesterday.
Went on the court. He said, "Y'all are cooked."
Barely made it to Easter, but he made it. He made it. He barely made it. He made it on into Easter, and apparently, from what they're saying, is his staff was like trying to tell JD Vance, like, no, like. He's not seeing anybody. He didn't even go to the services. So if the Pope doesn't go to Easter, like, bro, like, probably not the best.
You know why he wanted to see him?
He wanted to go, and he went, and they gave him some like chocolate eggs for his kids, apparently, and then he just had to shake the man's hand, and shook the man's hand, and took him on to glory.
If you've seen Scandal,
like I'm
gonna leave it right there.
I was like, I cannot believe this, that you knew how frail this man was, and you forced a meeting upon him, and then you touch him, and he got everything he touches breaks.
Does the Pope have to listen to the vice president?
Is Hegseth on the rundown? As a member of the, I'm gonna stay away from that topic right now, just for right now.
I used to be more educated on that. So
give me
the like I'm 5 educational rundown later.
Give me a week, Trev. Give me a week, and let's see what happened in the week. But could be
rundown is in the story.
I can't talk about it just right now, but just know if it were me. If it were me. But no, so the Pope was seeing everything this man touched breaks, apparently. He broke the trophy, then he broke the Pope. Like, I can't, if you need a bigger sign, there is nothing bigger than that. God did that man like Enoch and just snatched him on out. So let's go. Please. I do think the next Pope, though, is going to be like super conservative, old school. Like,
you think so?
Oh, absolutely. There was a lot of cardinals
out here denouncing, and I was here for him.
And he was upsetting a lot.
He was. That's why they killed him.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
I said it.
But speaking of things to kill. Not to kill y'all, because I don't want to kill y'all.
But I do. Be black. Who?
Oh yeah, the Kenyan cardinal. I don't think that happened. There's a cardinal from Kenya who challenged the last Pope, and he got really close to getting enough votes. So a lot of people are saying we might have our first black Pope. I
would fear for his life.
I'll believe it when I see it.
That's what we said about a president.
I believe it when I see it. If we do that whole,
now you knew this and didn't tell me, Trevor.
Trevor, come with the bag. Why aren't you on the show anyway?
Trevor be knowing everything. I don't know how.
But I'll tell y'all who don't know everything. Some of y'all black folk. I mean, some of y'all people that be on the damn.
No, say it again, black folks. Say it again.
I asked the question on the page about ginger ale.
The fact that you made this so personal.
I asked the thing about ginger ale, man, and
yeah, y'all are so disappointing.
Y'all really disappoint me, man. Like extremely. And let me get to it because y'all. I asked what was the best ginger ale.
There's only one answer.
And oh, look at this. Now I can't find the daggone post.
There's a lot of anti-blackness going on.
Oh, here we go.
Nah.
So I asked the best ginger ale, and Canada Dry has been a standard for me.
Amen. It's second to water.
Yeah. It's medicine when you're sick.
Come on now.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
It's your friend when you get lonely.
Come on.
It's your chaser when you can't get it down. Pause.
It really is. It really is.
If you ever need anything that goes with every liquor, it's ginger ale. It has stood by me by belly aches and hangovers. And y'all turned around and gonna talk about brands I ain't even heard of. Let's talk like now Berners is good, but it's not accessible everywhere. And I was kind of looking for a brand that was accessible everywhere. And I'm getting Northern Neck.
What is?
I told you, I sound like something you do with somebody up there in Minnesota. It sounds nasty.
It sounds
Northern Neck. Then y'all talking about some homemade. I ain't never seen nobody make no homemade ginger ale.
I have, and every time I've ever had it was disgusting. Y'all just really try to be all healthy and
yeah,
shit.
Y'all try to, and y'all the same ones that's out there wearing that native deodorant, stinking up the bus.
We gotta stop.
Put some chemicals. And see, the thing is, y'all be thinking aluminum. Aluminum is a natural element. He made it for your pits especially. He died, hung, bled, and died.
It was gone for 3 days.
And had some hyssop on a stick for you to not.
I typed in Northern Neck and I don't see no beverage.
And then I'm hearing one, if you're regional from Alabama, Buffalo Rock. What?
I know that tastes as bad as it sounds.
It sounds like it's probably just
Northern Neck. Okay.
A lot of Northern Neck people saying Northern Neck.
It was discontinued. Oh, it was temporarily discontinued in 2020. I ain't never seen this stuff.
Look, it was so nasty they stopped making it. That's the.
It literally looks like a bootleg of a bootleg.
But everybody I don't like Seagrams. I don't like Schweppes. They get flat way too fast. Even the one they made was it Bold or something? No, Canada Dry made Bold, didn't it?
Was that good?
I didn't need it. I thought it wasn't that good. I think the original was fine.
It is. I feel like you're fine with the original.
It's the champagne and soda.
You want to try like a little bit of alcohol in there or something.
Yeah,
summertime something.
Yeah, give us some twisted joints. Like everybody else making their little twisted sodas. So give us some of that. But when I drink Canada Dry, I want somebody to come by with one of them towels on their arm, and I want them to pour it in my cup. It's the champagne.
I need to hear the sizzle.
Okay, I need to hear it. I need to get a hiccup
slowly, so it sizzles and pours at the same time.
I need the hiccups when I drink it. That little thing you do right there when you're drinking is too spicy, and people try to talk to you. You got to put your finger up real quick.
We just ran out too. Trevor, are you going
to the worst?
Trevor, if you go to the store, get some ginger ale.
Like that's the one soda though. Like I don't really drink sodas anymore. I'm really big on if you need a good sparkling water.
Ginger ale doesn't count.
Spindrift.
Ginger ale isn't a soda.
Exactly. So I always make an exception for ginger ale. Always. And then you can mix it with any juice. Any juice, any liquor, and it just goes with everything.
Everything, any meal, anything.
But yeah, so thanks, but I'll never ask y'all again for drink advice.
Northern Neck is actually diabolical.
That just sounds
so
great, and I'm sure it was named a long time ago. But Northern Neck is crazy.
You have to type in Northern Neck ginger ale because it doesn't just pop up.
Northern Neck.
Listen, my algorithm knows.
I'm scared to type
it. My algorithm is just full of Michael B. Jordan.
Anyway, we'll get to that. But yeah, speaking of things that were absolutely atrocious, we got to talk about this, man. And this came out of nowhere. Talking about Northern Neck. No way, yay.
Marcus.
No. Talking about that neck, boy. We got to talk about this. I promised a long time ago I was going to stop talking about Kanye on this channel. I promised I would never bring him up again.
The lies.
I promised that no matter what he did, it wouldn't be enough to get back on the channel. And he surprised me. He surprised me.
Well,
no, this was more than I thought. So,
but when you're not taking your medication and you're bipolar, you're just gonna go deeper into.
I don't know, but anyway, I'm gonna put this up here so we can see it. This was the tweet by Kanye. I guess he released a song, and this is the tweet that he put up there. This song is called "Cousins," about my cousin that's locked in jail for killing a pregnant lady a few years after I told him we wouldn't look at dirty magazines together anymore. The correlation here alone, that I don't know how we correlate those together, but anyway. Perhaps now we get classy with the BS about. Perhaps in my self-centered mess, I felt it was my fault that I showed him those dirty magazines when he was 6, and then we acted out what we saw. What? My dad had Playboy magazines, but the magazines I found in the top of my mom's closet were different. My name is Ye, and I. You want to finish?
Y'all can read, and if you can't,
y'all can read.
If you can't, get off this podcast and go learn. I don't even know what you want me to say about this.
First of all, you found that in your mama's closet. That's where you should have left this secret. In that closet, your mama ain't even here to defend herself.
What she need to defend? He probably telling the truth.
I'm just like.
What's crazy is he's probably telling the good to honest truth.
I don't think he is.
This is a very normal, unfortunately normal thing. I definitely believe this.
Ain't nothing normal about doing that.
Incest, unfortunately, is
and it doesn't say how old he was. That's the problem I have. So he says he was 6. And he said he did this.
He said he showed him.
Yeah.
That leads me to believe.
But he said until he was 14, not when he was 14. So
my question is, again, how far does it have to go before he is finally taken to a facility? Or is it just going to be a thing where he just keeps telling on himself and they'll have enough? Maybe, for all we know, maybe someone's saying they're gathering evidence to put against him. I don't know, but I've never witnessed someone I don't know. I don't even know. I don't
know. I just don't know what to say at this point. It's baffling to me that this man is okay with putting that out there, for one, and then two, I feel like he's doing this just to stay relevant. I really do.
For what?
Just to stay in people's consciousness and to keep talking.
Why not just make music?
I don't even think he has the facilities to do that anymore. Like,
yes, he does.
I'm saying facilities of mind, not of like space and like.
He was just not too long ago on the internet showing some he can definitely still make good music.
He can, but I don't know anyone. But like, I would never want to work with you after you say something like this.
But people still work with him. So my question is he the problem?
I think two things can be true. He's the problem, and the people that work with him are a problem. Like, we got to, at some point as a black community, start saying, well, he's a genius. Musically, okay, maybe.
And honestly, at what point do we realize a lot of people we call geniuses are diabolically evil people?
Evil.
Like, evil on a scale that the only reason y'all don't care is because they're famous.
And my thing about it is, too, it's like this is the same man last week that was in a black KKK outfit. Just talking
I
straight
just really am
nonsense.
so curious. Granted, I'm not like trying to rush time. I'm very curious to see, like, God willing, he makes it to like 70 years old. If his mindset will change and he'd be like, I
If he
don't need
keeps refusing to help and not taking any medication, nothing's gonna change. Nothing's gonna change. There's nothing that's gonna happen here. And it makes me sad because, like I always say, like when he first came out, I was like, this is what we
has
need right
changed
now.
my life.
I think those first 3 albums might be the best first 3 album run of any artist ever. Like College Dropout, what was it? Late Registration, and then Graduation.
Situation.
Those 3 albums, man, stayed in rotation for me.
Masterpieces. Yeah,
Yeah,
masterpiece.
perfect albums. And then
And I want to play them now.
and then his mom just.
But honestly, is that the reason? Can that really,
But
really?
I think some people have anchors, man.
No, I understand that, but like, how many people have we seen lose their parent? This is something
Yeah.
else. I wouldn't even want to put. I think,
But I think he was already mentally
yeah, but
unstable.
it could definitely be a trigger.
Yeah, and
But
I
I
think
feel like
this
at some
just
point it's like,
she was the only person that was holding him
but
together.
we don't know that either. I don't know. I just think that these people they just fucked up. Like, I really just think these people
Or maybe with her gone, he's able to be who he really wanted to be, which is this crazy dude. But it's just sad to me. And a statement like this, if that's not a cry for help, I don't know what it is. But I don't know what kind of allies this man has around him, because like there was one dude that I forget, the rapper came out and praised him for the comment talking about some, we need more vulnerability. Like, no, this ain't vulnerability. That's a crime.
Let me tell you something.
Well, they were both minors,
Black
so they both would
community
get it.
will
But
not admit that they coddle molesters and rapists just as much as we complain about the
and the
Catholic.
worst part, they use the Bible to do it. Oh, we'll pray for it. We'll pray for this situation. No. Like this got to
Go
stop.
to jail.
Yeah.
Like, y'all swear the Old Testament didn't happen where God was taking people out. Stop playing.
Yeah.
Like, y'all love acting like God is a unicorn. Stop playing.
Yeah. It's crazy, but yeah, Kanye, he I'm just done with it. Now I'm finished talking about Kanye West, and I'm not bringing him back up until he says something else crazy.
I give it
Anyway.
a couple weeks.
But yeah, like, I mean, it's right after Easter. Like, come on, really? This what we gonna do?
We real close to the day that Christ rose up. Okay,
And all of us,
my sins.
and all of these sinners need to get it together. And speaking of sinners, segues. We still got our segues. All right. No, speaking of sinners, man, it hit theaters, and what a movie!
What a movie!
What a movie! Very, very, very good. So let's get into it. Let's talk about some of the things we saw, some of the things we didn't like. I'll let you go
That's
first.
nothing I didn't like.
Okay. Are you one of those Michael B. Jordan is fine people? Are you one of those?
No, that's not. I do think.
I'm just asking. Do you?
Yeah, I think he's very attractive. Yeah.
Okay, whatever. He looked like his breath stank.
He does look like that sometimes. Me and my sister were talking about that. Like he has moments where he's like, but I think he's very attractive, and I think he really, really, really likes black women.
You know, when you transferring the collard greens out the pot and you putting them in another container, and you get that smell of the water the greens been in.
I don't think it smells like that.
I feel like that's what his breath.
I think it would smell like morning breath, if anything. But I think he's very attractive, but like in a different type of way. Like, he just seems like he's just a really decent person. That's what it's not like, oh my God, his body. I just think like he's very, very talented, and I think him and Ryan are clearly very intentional about what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I think that how they're loving on the black community this way is just amazing. And I hope that they're reminding black men that y'all are, in my opinion, I was telling this to Trevor, and people can disagree with me. I think black women are the strongest people in our community. I think black men are the most important people in our community.
Ooh, that's very beautiful, because a lot of people don't ever say anything about the men anymore.
I know, and I think that was a big theme in the movie, especially at the
Mm-hmm.
end. Also, people, if you're watching this and you have not seen the movie, please, I'm so sorry, but I need you to leave. Actually, I'm not sorry.
Yeah, because we spoiling. We're gonna talk about some stuff. Why haven't you?
Yeah.
But
Why? We'll see it again.
I know it's been only a weekend, and y'all still got stuff to do. But you made it to the club. You could have made it to the theater. Um, mhm. And you weren't in church. So I don't know where you was at. What was you doing? Just like the main guy. But yeah. So some symbolism. There was a lot of symbolism. I know a lot of people are specifically talking about the scene in the juke joint where they go through the evolution of black music. And
that was like an experience. I became emotional and was crying just because music is very, music is important to us. Like,
yeah,
that's what brought us all together, music. But how they are set in 1932, but reminded everyone we've been doing this before the 30s and we are going to do it late. I thought it was beautiful.
and we're gonna set the trend. The trend will be us, like everything, like, and we always have. And yeah, just like you're saying, they're set in the 30s, and like so 1932. My dad was born in 37, so this was kind of cool to see. Like this is what life would have looked like, around his time period.
That
I
also makes me
enjoyed
sad.
that.
That also makes me sad.
Yeah, I mean, my dad's parents were sharecroppers, so like it really was hitting close to me because he would always tell me stories about waking up, going to the field, going
Yeah,
straight to work.
watching them pick cotton.
Yeah.
Granted, these are movies I love. Like I love Beloved. I love Color Purple. I love Black cinema, which is why I really appreciate that he decided to make a movie going back. But some of those moments were hard for me. Can we take 1 second and give someone who I don't think they've been talking about enough, Delroy?
Oh yeah, I was so happy to see him.
You haven't seen
him.
He deserves his flowers because the way
He's in a lot of stuff and never gets in.
Movie.
Boy,
he was phenomenal.
Phenomenal, funny. Played he played somebody like that you could remember from your church.
Yes,
like he felt so real. Like, yeah, I know that guy.
Yes, he's a guy that be outside that everybody knows. He don't be coming in church, but he be out there.
And don't nobody question him about why he not coming, but they just know like he's still good people. He just on the outside. But he played that so well, and I'm glad they just didn't make him a drunk fool. He was drunk,
he was the smartest
but he
one.
had his right mind. Yeah. Boy, he got in his right mind quick. Because he's a functioning alcoholic.
Yeah.
But no, I saw a lot of symbolism. I only had one gripe with the film. So I did like in the beginning, when the guy runs up to the house and says, can y'all please hide me, and stuff. They're coming after me. And like, well, I did like the symbolism in that the Native Americans was here first, and they knew what was going on. And I felt like he was giving them their credit of like they basically every civilization that has come to America has had help from them in some type of way. And also didn't take their advice when they should have. You can go back to Jamestown with that. You should plant your crops. Like, no, we're gonna be good. And almost froze to death in the winter of 1610. Like they almost all died because they didn't listen. And so that was good. Anyway. And so the other symbolism in that scene, the problem I had with it was I felt like the Native American angle could have been explored a little bit more because they kind of just left the film and you never see anything about them ever again or anything. I felt like the rushing to the vampirism was I needed a little bit more backstory right there. But that was my only criticism of the film.
You wanted more, so I feel like that's a compliment.
Yeah, I just wanted him to explore that angle a little bit more. Thanks for using real Native Americans, and I appreciate Coogler for that. The second part of that scene, though, was super important. As he looked in the door, he could see the KKK uniform that was over there, and he knew he had found the right place. And it's just a lesson in that to show that your hatred will sometimes allow worse things to come in your life.
Write it down. Write it down.
And
write it down.
Your hatred will be your downfall. because if
It'll be your
yeah,
demise.
it'll
The
be your
end.
demise. It's the
Yeah.
end of you. They let that man in simply because he was a white man and Indians. They did
And
not
he
question
looked. He
anything.
said, "Oh, this will be easy."
He didn't question
Also, shout
anything.
out to what's his name, John, whatever that man's name is, that played Remy.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, every damn
Everybody.
person in that movie
Everybody
acted
played a
their
good role.
behinds off.
And I'm gonna get to some of that too. But that scene was super important to me because I was like, yep, like get your minds right, get your hearts right, because you end up killing yourselves by doing this.
And that's what
It's-
I think a lot of people need to understand, that it wasn't just about letting white people in. It was about, you have control over the bullshit that you allow in your space, in your mind, into your family, into your
Mhm.
home. Like, we have way more control, and we can say no, even though they could try to manipulate us as much as we want to. Use the logic. And
Mhm.
that's also why we really need to become more unified as a community. That was, to me, that was the biggest thing. We have to be more unified as a community.
Yeah.
Like,
And I'm gonna
immediately.
get to that. That was my other point. So shout out to Preacher Boy. One. He got that nigga in that room. Go ahead,
First
boy.
of all, let me say something. That young man's voice, I need him to do, like, narrate books. I could listen to it all day.
Mhm.
I could listen to it all day. Him singing, beautiful. And this
Yeah.
was his first
His
acting
first
debut.
film, yeah. Yeah, so good job to him.
Bravo.
The girl that played the white girl, I forget what her name was.
Let me just flip the cast. I was looking it up earlier.
She played
She's black. Everyone keeps calling her white.
no,
She
she's white.
I did a whole,
Because she
there's
played
a
the girl
whole-
in Hawkeye, I think, right? She played
Yes, but she's just very white passing. But her grandfather is black, and her father is like however much black.
Oh, so she got enough to say the end. Okay.
But that's why they used her. And apparently her grandfather has some historical connection to the movie as well. I went on a deep dive on TikTok. I just forget.
She did a fantastic job. Definitely playing one of the, a person from that period who might have been down, but still the stigma was there.
Haley Steinfeld.
Haley Steinfeld, but she did a great job. So when it came to the scene,
go ahead.
I know you want to talk about the busted black woman.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we got to talk about her.
Me? My God, today.
That's a woman, boy.
That's a woman.
Bill Ford tough.
We'll put it to the side.
We'll put it to the side. We'll come back to you. But yeah, no. So the scene when they're like letting people, the trio, the devilish trio shows up on the doorstep, and they're trying to get in. And the message I took away from that is, one of the things my dad always said, and I've shared it on the show before, was one of the best things that ever happened was we fought hard and we got integration. One of the worst things that ever happened to black people was we got integration, because we lost ourselves and our sense of purpose and our sense of community. And this was a scene that, to me, depicted that sometimes we should have gate kept things.
Yep.
And we're better off at being just with our people.
Yep.
Because when you build that sense of community, no one can come in and break that up. The minute someone tries to talk you into letting that in and break it up, everything goes to hell. And that is what literally happened to the black community. Once it opened up, okay, so you got to integrate. Oh, now the Klan went crazy and they started coming in and tearing everything up. Black Wall Street, all these things that happened to black people the minute someone was let in or wasn't allowed to come in, and we didn't have the ability to protect ourselves from it. And so I enjoyed that scene. The only thing, like I said, okay, go ahead.
So I was very curious as to why they chose the main vampire to be Irish.
I was going to get to that.
Oh, can we get to it now?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, and I thought this was the case, but I wanted to be sure. The Irish, this ain't no shade to y'all. They love throwing out, well, we were slaves too. That's their jam. We were slaves, and they were. They were indentured servants. Thank you for saying it correctly. But I think, and that's why they had Remy, the main vampire, saying like, I understand, I get it. We were there too. Like they come in and they take from us. Like he really knew how to relate to them. But I was watching this guy break it down, and he was saying, but still, at the end of the day, and this is something that Irish people need to understand. Y'all still white.
And that was a big thing. So let's take it back even further. Let's go back to the Civil War. There was something, and me, I'm a history buff. Y'all don't know I love history. I read history all the time. So go back to the Civil War, 1860. I want to say it was like 62, 63 or something. You had the New York draft riots.
Mm-hmm.
What happened was Lincoln instituted a draft, but if you were rich enough, you could pay your way out of it, and you could get someone else to serve in your space. Or, you know, if you were just poor, it was no change. You getting drafted. Well, disproportionately, Irish Americans, Irish immigrants got drafted, and there was a lot of whole platoons. Well, when Lincoln gave the Emancipation Proclamation, and they found out they were going to be fighting for black people, they rioted, because what they thought was that we were going to get all the jobs that they would get because they're low class. And so people hyped them up, because the one thing you had to do is make a poor white man believe he was better than the best black man, and you could start a riot. And that's exactly what happened.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
this is in New York.
In the movie. He's talking about, you know, I've been a slave in this body for I don't know how long. I can set you free. No, you're enslaving everyone that you bite.
Yeah. And this happened in New York. They lynched black people during the riot. They like said, we're not fighting for you N-words. We're not doing any of that. Like, we ain't fighting for them. Like, and they had to send part of the army up to New York to shut that down. And to be like, y'all gonna serve. Like, that's just it. Y'all gonna serve. So them being Irish, and even the lyrics of the songs they chose them to sing.
Mind you, I was lit.
I was dancing in a little circle.
I think that's something that Irish people don't understand, is that black folk love Irish people. We love a good redhead.
I love the country
accent. Like,
I love going.
I've heard a lot of black people say they love Ireland, but it's like,
Ireland.
A lot of y'all don't love us.
Yeah,
we're still, like JC said, we're still niggas to y'all.
Yeah, but it wonderful. It was a beautiful way to illustrate that without being like just upfront with it. I'm glad there was nuance in it. It was funny because I was sitting beside an interracial couple.
Apparently, a lot of white folk have been getting up and getting out of the movie. And sometimes I get sad because, number one, what do you expect from this extremely black man? And it's not like anyone's sitting here trying to make y'all feel bad, but I think that at some point, people have to sit through the uncomfortability.
Yeah.
Because if more and more people did, we probably wouldn't be where we are right now.
But then when you have an administration that's trying to get the African American History Museum to not reference slavery, this is what you get.
Take away the entire bottom.
So you want to erase 400 years of my existence on this continent that you forced me to come to in the first place.
And it's like, it's literally not our fault.
Never has been, never will be. And you don't grow like until you're you're uncomfortable. You cannot grow. You cannot get better. There can be no healing until you are uncomfortable. Like, and a lot of people just don't want to go through that. And
we can say that about the black church, especially when it comes. I felt that was very heavy in the movie. The fact that I believe that the black church and things that we enjoy that the black church condemns can coexist.
Yeah.
Like the music. Sammy got his music from church. He got his voice from church, and he wanted to share it with people in a moment of them just being free. And because the church is so stuck and hell bent on being this tight thing,
and let's not talk about
he couldn't even see that his son was actually
and the fact that he brought it to the church with the intention for it to stay in there.
Yeah,
and that's what he thought he was gonna do. I'm gonna give you a little piece of this, but I'm not gonna let you have all of your gift. I'm gonna let you have a piece of your stuff. And the thing with it is, I love how they illustrated the lies sometimes black folk tell each other. The fact that he thought this guitar belonged to somebody that was really famous, and it really wasn't. And we just
motivate.
Yeah, and we just go in on life motivating, and then you find out all this stuff was a lie, but it really didn't change who you were.
Yeah, you were
always
going
to be this person. You're still wildly talented.
Beautifully, yeah. You still got some punani in the back room.
And as a preacher's kid, I felt for him. It's like I
thought that was so important. I think a lot of preachers' kids feel.
Yeah, you feel stifled.
Yeah.
You feel like you have to live up to the reputation that your parent has. And that there's only two avenues for you. You better make it like some really good job, or you're gonna be a preacher too.
For sure.
And that's like that's all you got. And you got to devote yourself to. You can't have no fun, and this is what you do with your life. And so at the ending scene, when they're like put the guitar down, it's like you can't tell someone.
I was so
that
happy he didn't. I was scared that he would because they kept
yeah.
going back, and I was like, if he puts it down, I feel like that's just gonna like. I was so happy he didn't.
And not just for preachers' kids, but for men. In period, there comes a day where you will split with what your daddy thinks.
Mhm.
Like if you had that relationship with your dad, like I mean, mine was finally. When I went to the military, I finally told him I was like, I can't do this with you no more. Like I cannot sit here. The way you live your life is the way you lived your life, and that's great.
Mhm.
And I
I love
respect
that.
it. And I thank you for the sacrifice and everything you did to try to keep me on the right path. But at some point, I got to go learn for myself. I got to
Yeah.
go do for myself.
Yeah.
And this ain't working. We two grown men.
Yeah.
And that is rarely ever portrayed on film. And yeah, I think it was a beautiful, beautiful lesson. Now I might have put that guitar down. I got slapped across the face by a little vampire like that.
I think it was important to. I definitely think a heavy theme behind it. And again, I was saying this to Trevor. I was like, I really hope that the black men who watched it, like, I hope there's a shift because there are so many themes that show like moments where this is where black men struggle. Black men do struggle with trying to release themselves from home sometimes. Black men struggle with trying to fit in, even though it seems like y'all fit in extremely well as far as like being in love. That can be hard when you're trying to play like strong because society expects you to be strong. The theme of, I know I'm going far, but at the end, where like the importance of the black father, like how important it is to the black family. Like, again, in my home, Trevor is the most important fact, like key to our family. He is the key to our family. So I just felt like Ryan and Michael did a great job of just showing how important black men are in all facets of society. Even Delroy's character, you need that black man on the street who everyone knows, and he knows how to make them feel good, and he just can speak everyone's language. And even though he be drunk and stuff, he knows God, and he knows like.
Oh, he knew not to play with it either.
No. He said, "Oh no." I was scared he was a vampire for a second.
Well, he ate that garlic though. I was like, my God, not Delroy.
Oh my gosh.
But no, he the other part about that, him going back to his dad, that I think black men have to wrestle with and have to deal with is like I said, there comes a day when you do break with your father, and then you get out there and you realize he was right. But the thing about that is you can't go back after that. Like you can't go home after that. You can go back and see him, but you cannot stay after you've hit that transformation phase. Like I've seen the world, I've tasted the devil's juice, and it is bad, and you was right. But now I'm going to go on my own, and I'm gonna do better. And that's what he ended up doing at the end. He went back to acknowledge to his daddy, like you
was right, but
you was right.
I wanted to acknowledge you and thank you, but I'm still gonna go.
But my dream is my dream. Yeah,
I think that's a way of tying generations, because I think there is a lot of generational blocks between people in our community. And I think it was important to show how we can still respect one another. Like we love the older generation for what they've taught us, what they've left us, but they can also respect that we're just trying new things and we're trying to make it the same. We want to progress, not just stay stagnant.
And I'm glad that the father wasn't terrible.
Yeah. He welcomed him back.
Welcomed him back.
That's what was important.
The prodigal son, boy. It was the prodigal son.
He
like
welcomed him back because, unfortunately, oftentimes that does not happen.
And he never really called him names or nothing like that.
Didn't talk
and even
nothing.
Michael B.
Yeah.
Even the smoking stack, they even said he's a good man. He's always been a good man. Now let me talk about Michael B. Jordan for a second. This is the first movie for me personally that I've watched where his acting actually convinced me. And I've
never seen Fruitvale, but everybody said he was.
Fruitvale's good, but you can still see the immaturity in his acting.
I need to see Creed 3.
Creed is whatever. It didn't have Rocky in it. It did, so it's kind of like
that's.
Yeah, he kind of, but apparently there was a rift between them and.
Sylvester, go ahead.
Yeah, but anyway, I've never felt like Michael B. Jordan is a very good actor. like he didn't really convince me. Like Black Panther, it felt like he was reading his lines sometimes, and it's just like it didn't come off as
I didn't think
convincing.
about it that way, but
Like some of the lines just didn't hit good to me. Like it should have been
I
said with a
guess
different
I do
inflection.
say in he was not good in The Wire.
No, and I didn't think like I think this was the first time like he's done a movie, and I forgot that he was Michael B. Jordan a bit.
He
I
was
think he did a
so
great job playing two people
good.
and giving them enough difference in their personality where you could tell. And like being a twin, it was just like it was fun to watch. Like, okay, yeah, these are similarities, but here are stark differences. I'm good with the money. You good with getting people in and making people like you. Like the fact that there's always the twin that's more aggressive than the other one. In the fact, I was like, yeah, this is perfect. So kudos to him for that. And then at the end, you stayed for the extra credit scene, right?
Duh.
Okay, that's where I got emotional.
I cried the entire scene.
Buddy Guy
From
was
beginning
one of
to
my
end.
dad's favorite artists, and I did not expect to see him. And so I wish my dad could be here to see this movie, like to
How
see him get the
beautiful
love.
was it that they came back?
Yeah,
Because
and
I thought
still
they
didn't mess him
were-
up.
and
I thought they were
didn't
going
even
to tear
kill
him up.
But to me, that was another theme of
Even when-
generations coming together and being able to just continue forward through Black love. Literally, like all we have to do is communicate.
Even
All
when
we
we
have-
opposing each other, we don't have to kill each other. And he just all he has to do was play. And so when he started playing, I got emotional.
It was
'Cause
beautiful.
I was like, yeah, this is like my dad had all his records like on vinyl. And when I would get my haircut, we would listen to that, Muddy Water, Sam Cooke, something like that while we get him the haircut. So it was beautiful to see. And I was really happy that Buddy Guy's 88 years old, looks great.
Yeah, and still headlining.
And still playing. And he's on tour.
Yeah, right now with the whatever
Yeah.
blues or whatever. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he's on tour. So
Yes.
I'm like, I hope I can I was hoping he would be coming this way, but I don't think that he coming to
That
Memphis.
intentionality.
Yeah. Like for him
Ryan
to go
Coogler
get him.
produced, wrote and directed this movie. That was all.
And let's talk about that. Let's talk about that because he made an unusual deal with the studio.
Yeah.
And per the Hollywood Reporter up here. His deal, there's another narrative happening with the movie. His deal with Warner Brothers, after 25 years, he gets the rights back to the movie. Mm-hmm. And everybody's like, 25 years is a long time. Do you know how much, first of all, merchandising, sequels, anything like that they could plan to do? He could be in for a financial windfall. Like anytime the movie wants to be played or syndicated or anything like that, they're going to need his permission after 25 years. And Ryan Coogler is still a young man. Like he's not old. Like
he'll only be in his 50s. He'll still be young.
Yeah, he'll still be young when this is done.
This is generational wealth.
And this has a lot of studios panicking because a lot of people think that they just make money on the movie when it comes out and that's it. No, they make money for the duration of those rights and selling those rights to other people. When someone wants to make a remake and when someone wants to redo the movie, you have to buy the rights to that to do that or get the permission in it, or you have to do it under their umbrella and they get paid for it. Mm-hmm. With this being done, this man is about to own his own catalog. And I think that is freaking amazing. Like we have not seen anything like this before. And there's people out here saying, "Oh, he's stealing from the studio." He's the originator of this.
There's nothing that we can do. There's nothing that we can do that they won't find something. That's why Ben Stiller had to come out and say, "What is y'all talking about?" Because Variety put out that bullshit article talking crap. Like, there's nothing that we can do. This is one of the best movies we've seen. Original movies we've seen in I don't know how long.
And to me, 60 million on the opening weekend when it really didn't get that much advertising. I felt like it
didn't.
I didn't
till right
before it came out.
It was actually genius.
So I didn't really know what it was, but I saw Michael B in it, and so I'm like, oh, okay, it's good. And I want to praise him for doing that. He's taking the people that he worked with on Black Panther, and a lot of them are Marvel actors and stuff. Even Delroy was about to be in the Blade movie, but that didn't follow. So
that's smart. That's what Adam Sandler does. That's what Will Ferrell does.
He's keeping a core. He's keeping a core. Tarantino does it. Like a lot of these guys do it. James Cameron.
Did you get a Quentin Tarantino kind of feel from the movie?
Yeah,
just a little bit.
Felt a little inspired by something he would do.
So did I.
And who else? Christopher Nolan. He works with the same people all the time, but he's keeping a core.
That makes you become so comfortable that you're possibly pulling out the best in people. Like maybe because Michael has been working with Ryan for so long, he's really pulling out his best acting, because I
Yeah.
do agree this was his
And I
best
think you
role.
act better when you can actually relate to what you're acting in.
Yeah.
When you have been there, when you have these shared, like Black people, it doesn't matter north, south, east, or west. There's some things we're gonna do and we're gonna say that you're just gonna understand. Whether it's
Mhm,
church humor, whether it's I walk by you on the street, do a head nod, we
mhm,
automatically know we're no threat to each other. We
mhm.
work like there's certain things in our culture, ginger ale, that we just know if we say it, oh, you must be home from school today.
Yep.
Like it's certain stuff that you know,
Yeah.
like you just know. So I just feel like when you can relate to something, you do better. You act
Yeah.
better. You do a lot better. What else? We got to talk about the blessed bosoms.
Annie.
My Lord.
Can we first? I would love to thank go.
Before I say that, because I don't want to lose this train of thought, that was my other takeaway from this movie. Black women have always saved Black men's booties every damn time. Every time, Black women have covered us when we did not deserve it. This man went and left her for 7 years, and she still gave him a bag of mojo, so nothing would happen to him.
She said, "Give me
After
that."
they lost the
She's keeping
kid,
him alive.
and men
She's
and
literally
women,
keeping him
yeah,
alive.
and men and women grieve in different ways. Like, but and him going away maybe was his way of going. It was a bad way of
Now,
going.
you know that was hard
Yeah,
for me.
yeah, and he left her, and she stayed down, and he walked back like it was nothing, and she accepted him back.
Because I need Black men to understand. I don't think there is any other person on earth that can ever feel how Black women feel when we love y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think that any other person can really understand, like the way that I love Trevor. I don't think I could love anyone else like that, because
Yeah.
the reason, because he's a Black man. And I think that it was so important for her to be dark skinned. I thought it was so important for her to be thick, and I thought it was so important for her to be the love interest of the good twin.
Yeah.
I felt that was a form of healing, because
Yeah.
that's
And we say good in quotations because he still wasn't necessarily good, but he was the better, the more
right.
Yeah.
But I thought it was just important to see, like, him just be like obsessed with her body, like,
and my
just
thing is,
loved her.
especially at the scene when they were trying to get in, it's always Black women who will catch the issue.
She knew immediately.
She's like, how many times you been in your grandma's? I'm gonna be like, don't do that.
But also, it's so interesting to see which woman ended up getting bit.
Mm-hmm.
The white passing. And she was putting them in danger. That's another thing.
That Asian woman.
Can we talk about that?
We gotta talk about her. I rolled with her, but I didn't like what she did at the end. Boy, I would have tossed her right on out.
The reason that they showed that as well, because during that time there was all them Asians migrate to the South because the white folks wasn't giving them no loans or nothing. But they was going to give it to them in the South. So that's why they, all raised up shop in the Black community. And yeah, they did become our friends. But the second they felt the oppression from the white man, and that's what her saying, come the fuck in, like inviting them in. Oh, now you feel the oppression. Oh, now it's
because something happened to you. Because it finally happened to you. You lost somebody. Now it happened to you. Now you want,
Black people have supported the Asian community
and still do.
And because I'm really getting ready to go to
because we're all the hair shops, we're all the good nail shops. Like,
and most of the time there's actually a Black owned beauty supply store near me, but it is very expensive, as I understand. So I try to go there, but for the most part, I go to the Asian one, and I'm just like, I buy everything there. Like, we've supported their community, but I was actually really happy that they showed how at one point in time, the Asian and the Black community, they were very close, but how y'all are real quick to turn to be with them and be like, oh my God, now we're feeling oppression.
Yeah.
I scream when she
But back to the bosoms. I got to go back because
just perfect.
And the fact that she gave him a little grief, because Black women always gonna let you know I was right, you were wrong. Mm-hmm. It's just part of the arrangement. That's part of the agreement you're gonna have. But right after that, she's like, let me protect him some more. Mm-hmm. And she starts making another preparation for his protection. And And boy, she hunched up on that daggone jail. Like, first of all, have you ever been hugged? Like, there's nothing that feels better when you've had a rough day. Notice she didn't hug him, just stand up and just hug him regular.
Oh no,
She pulled him in. And if you've never been hugged like that, that is a different type of hug. That is the I understand.
Yeah.
And I'm covering you. So any emotion you need to let out, you let that out here.
Yeah, that was his safe space.
Yeah. The world don't have to see it, but we're gonna have this right here together. So I thought that was amazing. Well done. I knew he didn't kill his brother. I knew it from the jump. I just knew it. Like when that scene happened and then he came outside and helped him kill the main dude.
What?
Yeah, remember he was fighting his
names.
When Smoke was Stack was fighting. When he was a vampire near the end of the movie.
Oh yeah, I assume that they.
I assume. I automatically sound like he ain't do it. And that's why, like when he went to go do the farm scene, I to shoot all them people. I was like,
let me tell.
Boy,
the satisfaction, my God, today that I got from him lighting them white folk.
I got money.
No, really, it really was just so because I almost wish that's what we really would have done. Just turn around and let them all up. Like it really was almost like and we weren't even there during that time. We wasn't even alive, but I just felt like
it's cathartic.
It really was freeing. Like light the asses up.
And and it's like so. Like going from what I was saying in the beginning, like all that hate they had. Like imagine the community we could have had if everybody just
all because black folk wanted to dance. They didn't want to do nothing else.
We didn't say we needed to own them. Yeah. And like, so you hated us so much. Then we built our own. You hated us because we built our own. Then you tried to come into what we built because your places weren't as cool as what we built. Then when you couldn't get in, you want to tear that apart. It's just like just
the whole time they had a plan anyway.
Yeah.
But that's what
because you. And that's why
I feel gatekeeping comes in, and I really don't want to, especially right now. I do wish that we could all just live harmoniously, but it's not reality. And anytime I'm amongst just us, when we're in a good space, like it literally is what they were showing. Like when the whole place was burning and everyone was still dancing and they had no idea everything was burning. That's what it's like being in the Black community. Shit is burning, but I'm okay right here with y'all.
Because we've always had to learn to laugh in the midst of it. We've always learned how to dance and still have a party when the lights ain't even on. Like we've had to do that just to get by. We're in the fields getting whipped every day, but we're singing while we're doing it because it's the only way and like from that tragedy came the beauty of what our community is. But the fact that like we always have to be skeptical when it comes to that. And like my dad, like I tell you all the time, my dad literally when I would play with my white friend or go and stay over his house, he would be checking me when I got home. Like, did you eat? Did you get to take a bath? Did they feed you enough? And I'm just like, man, what are you talking about? Like you tripping. But my young mind could not comprehend that this man grew up in a time period where you could go do that, but might not be seen again when you like you might not come back. Like, and if you do come back, you might not come back the way you left. Like that was a real fear. Like, and I thought by this age, like whenever God blesses me with children, I would not have to.
Swore. I actually have that thought often as a parent. I really am like, I have to shield my child. I mean, I think I told you before. One of Zaire's classmates, a white girl, was talking about his hair. Did I tell you that?
No.
They were making fun of his hair. And when he told me who it was, because I had chaperoned one of his field trips before, I knew exactly who it was, this little white girl. And I'm just like, my baby is 5. Why do I have to sit here and comfort him because your 4 or 5-year-old daughter thinks it's okay to say something negative about his hair and make him feel bad?
Sad. It's really sad. But we'll end the discussion there because we got one more topic to kind of get through tonight. But if you haven't seen Sinners, I try not to give too much. It's so much more than just a movie. It is I feel like a love letter to our Black heritage and musical heritage.
It really was.
And just it was just rich.
And
was
it was
really,
needed
and when
right
that scene started, I was just like, what's going on? And then I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, yeah. And old girl up there was dancing, boy. Before she got him up in that room, boy. And my thing, she said, let me walk. And he said, I just want to take. He like that salty.
Oh my God.
He like it's well seasoned, I guess. I don't know. I ain't going.
I mean, Brenda, she was just gonna wash it with a dirty
they got
anyway.
true, but
No, we're still clean people.
At least give it a wrench, a little wrench off, and
It clearly was fine.
Them hoses, because the
I like
panels
that
get hot.
I feel like that was a reference to Missy Elliott.
What?
Call me before you come over.
Stop. Yeah.
I gotta shave my chocha.
Mm-hmm. She didn't. She just field right out the field and into the hop house. But also too, one more scene. The scene about the money, not having the money. And it was like, yeah, I felt like that was really big too. Like we used to care enough to take care of each other, even if you didn't have it. I got you. Like now it's all about profit, and the twins definitely represented the old way of caring about community and doing all that, while the other one was more so, I'm trying to get like them. I'm trying to move up. I'm worried about.
It was
profit.
Interesting that the evil twin was the one that was fine with just being like, hey, let them.
Yeah,
that's why I feel like they were the balance, because it is okay to sometimes lean to one side or the other. Let's go to the other.
Let's go to the other topic, man. And I hate that I gotta end it like this, but not so sharp, Shannon, are you, man? Like, oh my goodness. Well, we got a bombshell dropped on us, man. Shannon Sharp, bro. What is you doing? Like, what is you doing?
Way too much.
So if you don't know what happened, apparently this man is being shaken down by a lawyer and this woman. Now, this lawyer, Busby, is the same lawyer that tried to sue Jay-Z and it got dismissed. I'm hoping that this time he'll get disbarred. As someone who's taking legal classes and stuff like that. Frivolous lawsuits are very frowned upon in the legal community. When you are constantly bringing these kind of lawsuits, you get a bad rap, and the bar associations usually don't want anything to do with you when you do that. So I'm surprised he has not been reprimanded yet, or some judge hasn't reprimanded him for wasting time. But yeah, so this is what's happening. We're gonna go into it a little bit, but apparently before this all happened, Shannon Sharp did offer $10 million to shut this all down. Now, a lot of people are saying, why would you do that if you're not guilty? Famous people.
He did that because of the sex tape.
Yes. She threatened to release a sex tape.
Why is he making 10 million
now? 10 million. That's all he can last now.
But why are you dumb enough to make a sex tape at your famous big age?
Hey, my thing is, why are you making a sex tape that you don't have possession of?
Right. Talking about if I had it, sir, why don't you just put it in her hands and said, have a great day? That
young cat do something to you. But he offered 10 million. They turned it down, I guess, thinking that was going to be enough. Now, a lot of these people try to settle because the hit to their reputation will cost them more in the long run than going through court. You got to pay the best lawyers in the world to go through court, and then he could lose contracts. He could lose deals and endorsements and stuff like that worth way more than that 10 million. So a lot of people will try to settle before that. But anyway, so Shannon, heard what they try to sue him, and now he's countersuing for defamation, and he decided to release some of the stuff himself. So I hope y'all can kind of read this, but these are some of the things that the woman Gabriella Zuniga said to them. Only if you put that baby gravy in me, then I can do whatever I want. Then you can do whatever you want to me. That baby gravy. All right.
This is how people talk to each other? This is sexy.
And then there's some more text. And now that was November 23 of 2023.
No, you need to read that next line immediately.
I am. I want to put my I want to put my tongue in your booty hole. Then marry you. Now, why do you have to do that before you marry me?
I want you to put a big black baby.
Oh, we get into that. Yeah. The next one is, that's my daddy. I want you to put a big black baby. Like, first of all, why was that not enough for you to stop messing with this girl? Mind you, this girl is like 20.
Because he likes it. She was 19 when they met.
Yeah. But
And he
she's like
found her
20,
on
21 now.
OnlyFans. Him admitting
So-
that he found her on OnlyFans made me lose my mind.
This is why I'm mad at Shannon, because you talked all that mess about Zion when he was messing with an OnlyFans girl, and
Clock
she was older than him.
Clock it. Clock it.
You talked a lot of mess about Zion. Why you out here doing this? And my thing is, you in your 50s, bro. This girl, you lived 30 something years of your life before this girl even was conceived. There's no reason for you to be when Nia Long is out here at a beautiful 54 and
Nia
single.
Long would never though. But
And
that's
single.
why.
And single. But anyway, let's see. You better you better crave it, because you're gonna be stuck with it for life after you put a big black baby. She's obsessed with this big black baby.
Is this how they be talking? Is this how they be talking? I need to know. If that's the case, then yes, Shannon's the problem.
So
if
she's
this is how
accusing him.
these women be talking to these men, you're gonna be stuck with me for life. She's telling you what she's doing. She's telling you, if you get me pregnant, it's
Yeah.
a
And she's literally telling you what the game is.
fucking disgusting. Sorry. A big black baby is disgusting.
This is like,
and I need black men to understand that's what they think. You're a fetish. You're
yeah,
nothing more
you're
than a
exotic.
fetish.
You're just a fun. You're a
What a
conqueror
bag.
thing. And there's another one. It didn't get on here when she was like, "I want you to put a dog collar around me and choke the mess out of me."
Yeah, I saw that. That's what I saw.
And
you think black women is up here texting their white man talking about, "I want you to put a
I
white
want
baby."
black brothers. I want you to go home to your significant other. First of all, go to PetMart first. And buy one of them dog collars and come home and tell your wife you about to put that on. see what happens. Go see what happens. I would love for y'all to just film that, and please post it to our page. I would love you to just capture the reaction that you're gonna have, because first of all, you might not live to see tomorrow.
Sent to jail.
You might not live to see tomorrow. But yeah, so she's accusing him of grape. I'm gonna say that because you can get your stuff taken down now if you say the real world. But yeah, she's accusing him of that, and she wants $50 million, and she ain't about to get it, because they released audio of the 30-second audio of the sex tape where he's heard saying that he's gonna choke the mess out of her, but it obviously sounds like role play. And so
But didn't they say that she had agreed to BDSM or whatever?
And that's what he's saying. Like, that's what they wanted. It was role play. And so Shannon did make a great point and said, okay, well, if that's what you think, like, that's what you're saying, post the whole 10-minute tape. Post the whole tape so we can see everything that happened, not just that 30 seconds where I'm saying
I don't want to see it.
I don't want to see it either.
But also, at some point, he has to understand. He needs to chill. Like, stop the devices. I understand the first time it was an accident. Stop with the devices. Put them away.
Yeah. You can't remember what you did.
But also, there's someone of his level of fame, you should always be, I would always be side-eyeing who's trying to mess with me. And if I do feel like having sex with you, I'm not recording anything.
Yeah. My thing is, record them when you get married. Play those back later on. But like a girl that young, you should know better. That she does not. She's already on a platform. She's already on a platform where she's getting paid for it. Like, so what did you think she wanted from you? She even said it was $20,000, $25,000 each cheek. What did you think she wanted from you?
She said that for real?
Yeah. He out here paying it. And my thing is, for him to talk so much about
$25,000 each cheek.
I think
she's cheap.
I love Shannon Sharp. I've always liked him. I've always admired him since his playing days.
But what is it? Is he insecure? Does he not think he can get a woman?
No, he just don't want a woman he has to keep. And I think the thing is, he owes an apology to a lot of these young athletes that he was saying, you crazy, got all these babies, you getting these girls. Look at you now. God has a way of humbling you when you get too big. And this is what happened. Because now you looking stupid, Unc. You look stupid. And you can sit here, I'm going to be transparent. I'm going to be clear. Like, you can say that all day long. But you wouldn't have to do this if you would mess with people
The
for
thing is, I
one.
think most people don't think that he raped her. I think most
Yeah,
people think, wow, you're stupid.
stupid. You really still a country bumpkin. Like you really didn't learn anything from all these other athletes that are getting like you
But
talk
when
to
does it
like
end? At what point? I mean, this has been happening since before we were even born. At what point do athletes and especially like famous Black men understand? Like Anthony Edwards, you got 65 kids.
yeah, and people calling him smart. Oh, he's so smart because
Because he's been secretly telling women to
yeah,
have abortions?
he's so smart because he's already paid his child support up front. No, he's shirking the excuse of being a father. If you don't want to do any of this, how about you just wear a condom, bro? Like it's I don't understand what's hard about that. Like I don't understand how y'all find yourselves in these situations when there's so many ways to prevent it. Like y'all are just dumb. At this point, you're just dumb.
23 with that many kids. My God, today.
And this is why you got people like Cam out here saying the stuff he said. Like I really believe that male athletes, especially Black male athletes, don't have any concept of situational awareness or
it has to be that
the games that women play when they're in those positions.
But it's the same thing every time, though. It's the same narrative to the point where a woman like me, I could pre-warn these guys, like, this is what's about to happen.
Oh, yeah. But the thing is, you shouldn't have to because every athlete from every generation has done this same thing. There's not been a
wonder why they don't.
And this is why I give LeBron James so much credit.
You saw what oh my gosh, what is his name? Kevin Gates said about Savannah.
Oh yeah. Anything Kevin Gates says is just not
I know. Mind you, he's with Brittany Renner.
Yeah.
He said he doesn't like the way that Savannah looks at LeBron. A white woman would look at him in a nicer way.
Yeah.
And that Savannah looks at him like she's the warden.
She look at him the right way. He done tore that up and got 3 kids out of and
beautiful
2 going to the league. Yeah, 2 going to the league.
He literally built a kingdom.
Yeah, he's a billionaire. Like, what are you talking about, Kevin? Why are you still relevant for one?
Yeah, why are you?
I don't understand why he's even relevant anymore.
I blame Black people. I don't.
But yeah. But anyway, we'll see how this unfolds. Shannon, you got some real work to do because that, and I really hope that you come out and you apologize to all the people that you talked about, even though you were right that they were stupid, but you part of the stupid.
But club. You shouldn't pass judgment if you over here being just as dumb.
You part of the stupid club too.
Or instead of passing judgment, why don't you just call them up and be like, hey, like be a mentor?
Yeah. Well, you don't need to be a mentor now. They've been through it before you did. Yeah, you just
really don't.
You need to be better.
You
you just need to be better. With that being said, y'all, we appreciate y'all coming back and hanging out with us. Thanks for going a long time without us. We appreciate it. Yes, I did see the messages of what we y'all gonna do a show again. But we're gonna get back in the swing of things, and we definitely can't wait for that. What you got new going on? Anything you want to plug?
Nothing new at the moment. Just getting ready for warm weather. I hope y'all are wearing your sunscreen.
Some weather would be nice.
I hope you're being gentle with your skin, moisturizing, staying hydrated, drinking water, eating healthy. Yeah.
Okay. I got 2 things. First one, ladies. It's about to be summertime.
Amen.
That wig don't fit. It's too low on your forehead. Not enough space between your eyebrows and that hairline. Take it back. Take it back. Get some clips ins or some. I don't know what else they got, but put that bob back on that mannequin where you found it. It ain't even staying in place. It's just turning every which way. That ain't for you. That one was not for you. And put them colored ones back too. You too old. Get a normal wig. One where I can't see the net. Get one of them good ones. Put some money. Put some money into it now. Put a little bit.
What's crazy is you really don't even have to nowadays. I get really mad when I see people with bad wigs. You can find some very inexpensive, really nice wigs.
Part B all on the wrong place. Like, stop that. And my other thing is, and this go for everybody, people do not have to be nice to you.
My God, today.
People do not have to be nice to you, but when they are, when they are nice to you, you do have a duty to be thankful. So take that with you this week. Do something nice for somebody. Express some love. We really need it. Times are hard right now, a lot of uncertainty, but if you just kind of one person each day, you'd be surprised how much better the world could be. With that being said, we'll see you next week. Love you. Peace.